We welcome now Stephen McCraney, Executive Director of the Mississippi Emergency Management Association. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, sir. How are we doing today?
Doing fantastic. How about you guys? How did we fare with this storm moving through? Looks like it's pulled out of the southern half of the state and pretty much draped across the northern half. What are you guys up to after all this?
Yeah, we've overnight we've pivoted now. We've gotten some reports back from our lower 6 counties, our District 9, right there on the Gulf Coast, of letting us know that they've just gone back to normal operations, but they're continuing to assess electrical and other utilities that they can get back online, and so that's a great thing. And we spent the last 8 months, FEMA, MEMA, the counties, local. We've been practicing, we've been training, and trying to get out the right messaging. And I think that's, as of right now, we've knocked on every wooden desk we've got that we have had no injuries and no deaths in this storm, which is
wow.
a testament, I believe, to the communities listening to us and saying, hey, this is serious. This could be the one. So
yeah.
We've got a lot of resources in the state. I can't shout out enough to the electrical companies. Florida, Kentucky, Ohio, Oklahoma, Texas, and West Virginia have sent crews to Mississippi. So we're making some great progress where those electrical operators can go out and operate, 30 miles an hour or wind under. They can do some work. Above that, they've got to take care of themselves and be real safe.
Do you have any current information, Stephen, the latest with respect to power outages across the state?
Yes, sir. We're at about 31,000, just a little over 31,000. We started this morning at about 8 a.m. at 62,000. So there has been some great progress down south, and with those other crews coming in, the governor signed an executive order allowing those crews to travel longer times to get here and set up. And the state of emergency kind of opened that up as well. So timing is everything, and for those crews to get in here, I think a 30,000 turning back on swing is immense. That is very good.
So what role does MEMA play in just working with the power companies, the utility companies, to help get service restored?
Yeah, but we work hand in hand with the Public Service Commission. Those 3 commissioners, they've come up with a new device where they're adapting data from the local EPAs and then the bigger for-profit companies, Energy, Mississippi Power, and others, and able to put that all in one place, and so they can monitor within their districts, and then I can look at it statewide and see where the activity is, how much is getting done, and if one gets slow, I can make a phone call to the PSC and say, hey, we need to talk with that EPA or electrical provider and say, is there anything we can do to help? What else could we put in that pot for you to use? And I think this time we've seen that close friendship monitoring knows that one thing touches another, which touches another. Yeah. We've been able to, and I say the Public Service Commission along with those electrical providers, they've really stepped up this time and really done a great job.
So you mentioned earlier that you were not tracking any fatalities at this point. What about property damage or road closures?
Yeah, we've got 361 roads were closed or were flooded down in Hancock County as of this morning, but that's because the high tide, it was meeting the water, the runoff, and it was kind of having a fight to get it out of there. It was ready to go, and as soon as that high tide goes down, they're going to see tremendous progress there. But Hancock County's gone back to normal operations, and they're looking at properties now. But first is life safety. We're good. We've checked that block. We had about 163 people in shelters overnight last night, and we plan by 12 o'clock tomorrow to have all shelters in South Mississippi, Jackson South, closed. So just right now we're in the process of looking at the business owners are able to get out and get to their business if they have electricity and other things to be able to assess there. So we've still got a lot of work to do, even assessing the electrical power associations, their damages, which could qualify for federal assistance if we get to that threshold of $5.2 million. So we're now talking about things, which allows us to be very methodical. The life safety is one of those where we try to be poised right there with them. We had 3 separate search and rescue teams on the coast. That was Department of Public Safety, their group was there. We had Wildlife Fisheries and Park. We had the lower Task Force 3 rescue teams in Hancock and Pearl River County. So we were poised and ready for the call if we got it, but we didn't have to. We had no search and rescue calls, which is, I'm ringing a bell on that one. That's the first one for a tropical storm depression to come in that we didn't have to do that.
Rain, we got lots of it. Do you have any figures for us there as far as the amount of rainfall received in the various regions of the state?
Yeah, you're looking at some areas down on the coast. It was anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of rain, but you got some pockets that we're still waiting on data to come in that could have been 12 or so. There's a tremendous amount of water. We're still looking at from Jackson, Mississippi, all the way up to South Haven. You're looking at another 4 to 6 inches there. So
wow.
Hinds County, Madison County, the one here in the central state, you're under a flood warning. Take heed with that because it was a little dicey for me this morning coming in at 4:30. Still a lot of water on the road from South I-55 coming up into the central part. So we still have a little ways to go. The projections out of the Hurricane Center just came out at 10 a.m. and I like the picture because at 7 a.m. on Friday it's going to be in Arkansas. And it's still in Arkansas on Friday at 7 p.m. So that shows you 12 hours. It's really good to just kind of sit there.
Yeah.
So we're still in that upper right-hand corner of the state. We're looking at some severe weather up in those upper counties that we could still, Tishomingo, Tippah, that could still get some severe weather. But as of right now, I'm glad to call it a tropical depression with about 25 mile an hour sustained winds, but some gusts you might see up to 50. So we're just not out of the woods yet, and we're really looking at debris getting on some of our rural roads and whatnot from the trees that were damaged throughout the drought last year. That is one of our concerns that we had as a state level, looking at our highways. DOT's been doing a great job of cutting those in, following them inside the tree lines there for the past year, just trying to make sure that we don't close any highways. So right now we are good.
Yeah, just thinking about this time last year, we were experiencing a drought, and we were worried about that and watching trees perish across the state. And it seems like that this is a little unusual to have this kind of moisture in September, but that's because it can be a very active hurricane month.
Yes, sir. We are dead in the highest point of hurricane season. This is it. This is like halftime of the game, so we've got 2 more quarters to go.
Yeah, understand. What about just your folks being mobilized across the state? You talked about the fact that the northern and the northeastern part of the state is not out of the woods yet. How does that look? Yeah,
we've got permanent people that are assigned out to the counties, and we bolster them up. They make requests whether they need American Red Cross teams or feed teams and whatnot. So we've been filling those requests, and sandbags, a little over 112,000. We sent a pump to one city just in case their pump failed. They lost one, but we were going to help them up in Humphreys to take care of that, but we didn't have to use it. So we're now what we're doing retrograde operations from the coast as we can release people from there, but knowing that I still have a lot of damage assessments to do on the coast, and we want to assist and help those counties that need that. A lot of them are already out there. I'll probably have some preliminary numbers by this evening, I would think, because they're trying to do their windshield tours, and then also let the public put any damage that you have in on Crisis Track. We have that on our website, msema.org, and the individual can do it, and that comes up on the county screen and the state screen. So we'll be able to see, we need to go look at that. Maybe it was something we missed or we just hadn't got there yet. So it's a coordinated effort from the FEMA has been constantly in touch with me. I've got some of their staff here. They're monitoring to see if they needed to mobilize to come here. So just having everybody ready when it's your turn to call the play or play in the game, that's where we want to insert you. So it's been a good operation so far.
Gotcha. I also wanted to pass on, we're out of time, but wanted to pass on that checked your website yesterday and appreciate the amount of information. Very good, even broken down to the county and regional area of all the resources available and things you guys are doing there at MEMA. It's good stuff. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Folks, we're stepping aside for a break. Coming right back on a midday. Stay with us.